That's the problem. People don't want to listen to their thoughts, so they fill the world with noise. Well said. Hi guys, it's Carrie Ann from Everything Mom. This week's book pick is perfect for middle grade readers or tweens. Hello Universe. And actually, this book came in the March Owl Crate Junior subscription box. And I'll include a link to that unboxing, a little bit about the service. So if you have a tween and you like to expose them to some really great literature and a little bit of fun, you might want to check that out. The book that came in the March box that after my daughter read it, I finally got a chance to read it. So the premise of this story is kind of unlikely friends, and there are a number of unlikely friends in this book. So there's Virgil, who's a bit shy and self-conscious and doesn't necessarily have a lot of friends. There is Valencia, who is deaf, and because of this she doesn't necessarily fit in at school, but is Virgil's infatuation interest. There's Kaori, who is a very strong female character, but she also has this, what she believes is this second sight and this mystic power, so something very different from the rest of her family. And Chet, who is a bit of a bully at school. He has teased Valencia because of her hearing aids. He constantly bugs Virgil because of his self-consciousness. So all four of these characters seem to collide in this story in a series of unusual events. And in most cases you would say what kind of unfolds is a coincidence, but as Kiora would say, there's no such thing as coincidence. It is the universe speaking. Now, I'm not really a believer of fate in general, but I do have this sense that, you know, what you kind of put out there in the universe kind of comes back to you. So if you're kind of angry and bitter and just mean to people, that will it kind of eats at you and comes back, and how people interact with you, versus if you're more open and understanding, that you'll get a lot more of that in return. So I really like that premise of it. I love too that the friendship that kind of evolves from these kids who aren't necessarily friends to begin with are very different. An unfortunate act, and something that can be pretty scary, that they're able to work together with each other's strong suit as a team to solve the problem. So I love that aspect of it. A lot of stories tend to be told by a single voice, a single character. In this particular one, it's told by two, sometimes three voices. The not mixing in the chapter, but one chapter will be from Valencia, another chapter will be from Kiora, another chapter will be from Virgil. And I have read other books in the past that have tried to do that, try to tell a story from two characters' point of view, alternating chapters. And I haven't always been impressed with how that's done. You tend to, after a while, lose the character differences and they start to blend together. But actually I found in Hello Universe that the author did actually quite a good job when reading. You did get a sense of, from the dialogue and from behavior, who the character was. I mean, it was obviously from the title of the chapter, but even when you were reading it, you could put yourself into that mindset of that particular character. So I thought that was done really well. I also liked that the book had some the characters were very distinct and somewhat different. So that depending on your child, there will be elements of either one character or all the characters that they'll be able to relate to. Who hasn't been in a scenario where somebody had, picked on them? Who hasn't been in a scenario where there's been something different about them that made them self-conscious? Who hasn't been in a scenario where they didn't really felt like they fit with their family, that they felt like they were kind of an outsider in certain circumstances because they had a different interest in things than everybody else. And then this sort of takes place in the summer schools just ended, so this is kind of like a great sort of kickoff to summer, this little adventure that then from this adventure they find each other, and it leaves it at that. You left to the imagination of how their friendship sort of unfolds over the summer holidays, and how these characters are now going to be very different when they return to school after summer break. Hello Universe is a great book for tweens, perfect as we get close to entering the summer holidays. You're looking for something for the kids to read. So, and I also have to thank Al Craig Jr. for introducing me, or actually my daughter, to this book in the March box. And if you're looking for a gift idea or a way to get the kids excited about reading over the summer break at the cottage summer camp just at home, you might want to check out Al Crate, so I'll include a link to that. Also a special code for you in case you're interested in ordering for your tween, so you can save on your first order. And so that's this week's book pick. Hello Universe, perfect pick for tweens. If you have an age range that you're interested, or your kids have a particular hobby or fascination, be sure to leave it in the comments below so I can keep that in mind for future book reviews. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, give it a little thumbs up. As always, you can find me here on Wednesdays talking books for kids, but I'm also here sharing mom confessions, talking family travel, and other just fun family stuff. So don't forget to subscribe so you know when the next video is published. And until next time, ciao!